Jordan?
Hanging in there at 36 degrees right now. Oh, yeah. So I think it's time for sports, Dave.
Good morning, Father Matt Frisbee. Lots to talk about.
Good morning.
Absolutely. Good morning, Dave and Ron. Good to be with you on this Tuesday morning. And absolutely, lots to talk about. Let's start in the world of college football with, of course, we know the college football playoffs beginning this week.
Ooh.
I think there's some games Friday night.
Yeah.
I want to say Notre Dame plays Friday night against Indiana.
Yeah, they do. That's the one Friday night game. Everything else on Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. So Friday night, Indiana, Notre Dame, all in the state of Indiana. That's of interest to a lot of our listeners, lots of Notre Dame fans. And, especially since that loss to Northern Illinois early in the season, Notre Dame's looked pretty good throughout. So we'll see. Indiana, we saw when they played Ohio State. Ohio State got the best of them there. And so we'll see as Indiana plays another top 10 team how they do. I like Notre Dame in this one, but this is why they play these games.
Yeah,
too.
right.
But then Saturday night, of course, we all know the Buckeyes of Ohio State play the Volunteers of Tennessee at the Horseshoe, 8:00 at night. Big game. Now, I think a lot of Ohio State fans are a little nervous about this game.
Yeah.
First of all, Tennessee's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I mean, they should be a little nervous. I mean, Tennessee's a pretty good team. But just after that performance against Michigan, and not to keep hearkening back to that, but it just looked like the coaching staff on the offensive side particularly really called a tight game. A lot of it was just mental. And you just wonder going into this game, what Ohio State team are we going to see?
Yeah, and I mean, we saw news this morning, Chip Kelly came out and took the blame for what happened against Michigan, as he should. But what's he going to change? I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a little nerve-wracking because Day's record against highly ranked teams isn't good either. And so we're kind of getting hit on both sides of this.
Yeah, that's right. So we'll see. And I just keep going back to talent-wise, it's not an issue. I mean, defensively, they're very good. And offensively, they're really good. Now, of course, you do worry about Ohio State's offensive line. It is taking hit after hit. So maybe that has affected some of the play calling. I don't know, but it seems a lot of it is just mental and the mentality they have going into these games. They play very tight, and they call the game very tight. And you need to go in a little loose.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Of course, for the Buckeyes, it should be noted a couple of things. Some guys, All-American award winners, Caleb Downs, the great safety, and then Seth McLaughlin, who was the center who got hurt, won the Remington Award, best center in the country. So, a couple accolades for the Buckeyes, but you got to win this one. Lots of expectations for this season, and right now they have not accomplished any of them. And beat Michigan, didn't do that. Win the Big Ten, didn't do that. Now the last expectation is win national championship, and there's a lot of pressure, and you either crumble under that or you rise to the occasion.
Well, amen. Yeah, because you could see either scenario playing out here. Wow. Now, in the NFL, of course, the Lions lost. That's an odd situation because they've only lost, twice now?
Twice.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the Bills, Josh Allen's having a heck of a season for the Bills. And Bills are a pretty good team. Let's not get it twisted a little bit there. But the bigger concern for the Lions isn't losing that game. It is the injuries now that are piling up for the Lions. A bunch of guys got hurt, and we knew that in the game. And then we found out yesterday one of their star running backs, David Montgomery, with I think a sprained MCL, so he's going to be out for a little bit. And this is the tough thing with the NFL. You can have a great roster, but some of it is just a matter of attrition and getting through this season. healthy, and sometimes that's how you win Super Bowls, is just staying healthy.
Yeah, we're going to see a bunch of teams start shutting it down, right? I mean, you need to get ready for the playoffs. The worst thing you could do is have an undefeated season going in, which no one has now, and need some kind of idea that you need to protect it. Well, the thing is to win the Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's not about winning these last games that become not as important.
Yeah, that's right. Now, the only thing for the Lions will be, the Minnesota Vikings are right there with them, tied, at the top of the NFC North. What a division the NFC North is, by the way. The Lions and the Vikings, and Green Bay is a really good team as well. So, I mean, Lions do have something to still play for here in the regular season. But at the same time, and you worry about seeding and everything in the playoffs,
right,
and getting that first-round bye and this and that. But they got to stay healthy. I mean, they've really been hit. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson earlier in the season, big devastating blow for them, and now a couple more here. So we'll see what we can do. That's why when you get to the playoffs, it's always important to capitalize when you can, because there's no guarantee for next year. As Browns fans, we always say there's always next year, but that's of a different sort,
Yeah. It was very disappointing. Very disappointing for the Browns when their playoff hopes were dashed at the coin toss of the first game. And
that's correct.
Yeah.
That's
well,
correct.
And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, and it's the Browns too. Speaking of injuries and devastating injury, Nick Chubb broke his foot in this past weekend. So he worked so hard after that horrendous knee injury from last season, and he's out again. Really, probably one of the most likable guys in the NFL. About as humble as they come, works hard, and this happened again, and it's tough to see.
Yeah, it really is. Well, I'll tell you what, I feel like I know more about sports than I did coming in, which is why we love to chat with you on Tuesday mornings. Now, we won't have the opportunity next week, but we'll talk to you next year.
No.
Well, actually, still the end of the year, yeah.
Yeah, right. We're hoping to have you on next. Yeah, that's right.
31st we'll be here. Meantime, Bill Belichick, I understand, is entertaining high school offers.
No, he's with North Carolina.
No, he's thinking about the future.